Hi guys, today in this video, I'm going to show you how I organize and how I'm planning on using my budget planner for 2019. Now, I've already set up January, but I haven't set up March and just the rest of the month, which I'm not going to until, about the end of the month or mid-month. But I really want to show you today, the supplies I use in my budget planner, how I've set it up, how I plan on using it, and just to get you an idea. And I really want, and this is going to be tailored. I'm a college student, so I want to show you in the back, like the notes pages that I decided to do, just so I have the information, so you guys can see what I do and how a college student can use a budget and still stick to it. So, and I'm going to explain to you kind of how I plan on doing my budget stuff. So, I have a colorful, I have a colorful Deluxe monthly planner. Now, I love the Deluxe monthlies for those. They're good size. They have right amount of pages that I need. It works perfectly. So as you open my planner up, do sticky notes, just mark my categories. And I do create, and one of the things is, and I have the categories, and I color coordinate my categories. So that's what I do. And then I have one of these pages, or one of these, the pouches with the coil clip, and then I do keep all of my receipts when I go to the banks and stuff. And then I do keep a thing of sticky notes in here. So any receipts when I transfer money, deposit money, anything that goes in here. And then I have my name which I've used the letters from the teacher kit, and then this is from another one of the sticker books, I think. Yes, it kind of has it's this sticker book that has this cover on it, if you can't. Yep. And then you flip, and inside there's your Woven Wonders theme, your quote. Let me put this up so you can see a little bit better. Got that. And then I don't have anything here because I know when my tuition's due, because for me, each semester, so we start, every new semester starts in August, and we start in January. So all your semester due, like your payments for everything, is due by the 31st of December, or of August, and it's due on the 31st of January. So I know that I don't need to track it in here, and I don't have bills to pay, that are irregular bills that happen so often, everything that all the bills, if I do pay, I do pay Spotify, student, and I know when those are, so I'll just track them in my monthly. I don't really do a whole lot here. And then you guys have already seen this, but this is my savings tracker, and I've used from the new monthly sticker book. I've used the washi, and I've used the the monthly names, and I want to keep track of my savings, and I want to keep track of my balances, starting in any balance, and I'll explain why I want to do that instead of incoming, outgoing. So that'll become there, and then you get into the first month, which is January. Now, in this first page before your monthly, this is my sinking funds tracker. Now, I only have 4 sinking funds. Four or 5-ish. The last one I haven't really put money into, but it's going to become a category. Eventually, I have college gifts, car, and planner. Now, I'm saving up for college and just trying to, use that. Gifts, it's just the birthday money, when I want to buy someone a birthday gift, family birthday gift, Christmas gifts. So I don't have to, the only thing I have to buy for Christmas and birthdays is family. It's my parents and my sister. And so I just want to have the money so I don't have to spend what's on my checking account. And this is savings. My sinking funds are in my savings. And then I have car, which I haven't used it, but that's just in case. that something does happen and I have to get paid for, you know, like oil change or something, I have the money, I don't have to save it. And then I planner, which has nothing in it, but I want to be able to build up money in my planner fund so that so when I want to buy something, I spend it out of here, not out of my checking account, and I just have the money. And then, so here is a category, which I haven't written them down yet, because I have the Pilot G2 pens, and I want to get the colorful pack because the way I do it in my planner is I color code, and so I want to get my colored pens before I write anything down. So I'll write down the starting balance, what I add, what I subtract, and what the ending balance is. And that's and this is basically my in and outs. And that's why here, I just want to keep track of starting and ending balances, just so I can see it better, because here I know what's going out, I know what's coming in. And then here I have, and then you can see, and then when I do a transaction, so basically, for me, what's gonna happen is most of the stuff that I do will be, most of my sinking funds will come out of my checking account first, because I only have one checking and one savings. So most of my sinking funds will come out of my checking first, and I'll just have to transfer from my savings to my checking account. And so all that stuff will be marked here, and I'll just let it know. Or if I plan ahead, I can withdraw or stuff like that. But it's just here, and I can track it all. If you can see, oop, the light, yep, there you go. I can just track everything here better, and so I know what category it came from, the amount, the date it happened, and then specifically like what it is. So then you get into your monthly. Let me try to there's your monthly, and then you have your quote and stuff. And then you have your monthly actual spread. And I don't have a lot in my monthly. I don't have bills. I don't plan on tracking anything here. Because I know some people get like stickers and they track it here. No, because I have a debit and credit card, so I want to keep those, tracking stuff separate. And so all I have is at the bottom here, I'm going to have whatever my tuition is, like what I'm going to have to pay is here, and then I want to do a budget review, basically review the whole month, the last day of the year, so I can go for the next month. Okay, and then we get on to the actual making the budget. So, let's do this page first. Alright, so here, let's do this page, this one's first. So this is my weekly trackers. If anyone follows or watches, basically my budgets are going to be pretty similar to Sarah Maria. I'm not going to use the same categories, obviously, because she's an adult, I'm a college kid, but our track gets to be the same thing. So each week I'm going to have food, gas, store, planner, and I'm going to have unbudgeted. And so basically the planner and the unbudgeted are going to be different than the rest, because planner, not going to really set a budget. It's not going to be a budget so far. It's really going to be basically me keeping track of how much I'm spending. So like just adding it up each week, and then at the end of the month, so I know how much I spent. Now the other three, food, gas, and store, I'm going to set a budget. Now food and store, I'm going to create I do a cash envelope for those. And so I set how much I need each month, and I kind of decide how much, based on how much, and I decide how long, like how many days I'm going to be at school, like if I'm going to go home. If I'm going to go home, I don't really spend as much on food and store stuff. So the more I'm at school, the more month I'm at school, the more I need. So that's kind of what I do, and I just keep track of how much the category, how much I've spent that week, and then what is remaining for the month. And I have seen with doing budgeting, I've tried this in November and December with setting a weekly budget. So like setting a monthly budget, it's good. It's like with food, here's what I do. I set a monthly budget. I say I can spend $100. So that means $20 a week. And that is really good to set a monthly, but then also make it weekly, so then it helps, because then you're not spending as much. So that's what I'm going to do here, is track, and then track each 5 weeks. And then this page is my monthly budget. Take this off so you can actually see. So I've got one of those sticker kits, and then I've used one of these little labels, which is the rose gold, and I've used the gold on the sinking fund stuff. But I don't right now have a job, so this part's gonna look different. It's gonna look different when I get it. I don't have a job right now, so once I get a job, it'll look a little bit different because. But I can't. Like Sarah Marie is able to estimate. I don't estimate anything because I don't know what kind of income I'm gonna be able to have every month. Like I just don't know that. And so I put my incoming here, and I just put the date, the name, and the amount, and I can just keep track of that. Then have a little messy here, and then I keep the total, and then I have the little washi strips, and then here I have my categories. And some of my categories would be, like I have over here. It's not gonna be all these. Not all of these are gonna be able to track weekly, but I'm gonna have like food, gas, store. I'm gonna have one for each of my bills that I have. I have a credit card bill each month. I'm gonna have school bill this month. And it's not gonna be on my budget every month. I'll have Spotify, which is the same every month, but I want to put it in here. I'll just have different things, that I feel like come up that, and then I'll always have unbudgeted, because there's things that I don't budget for that, do come out. So then there's this page, and then that will be that. And then next page is the same. This page is for my DDA, so it's checking account. So this is basically my checking account tracker. I just track everything here that I do. So it's gonna be date, the description, the category, the amount, and if it's added to my weekly summary or weekly check-in thing, and those are gonna be different. Not every one of them are gonna be in here, but if I've added them, and I can always make sure, like, oh, I've added this to my budget and stuff like that. So that's what this is. And it's the same for my checking or my credit card. And I just do the same thing here and stuff. Now, with having a credit card, what I try to do is having two things. So I like to use my credit card because I get points and cash back and stuff. But sometimes I like to use my debit card. It just depends on what I'm feeling. But what I do is the day, so like we'll get an email when you're checking when my credit card's due. And so my plan with that is basically I try to pay everything off. I should have a zero balance by the beginning of the first of the month. That's what I want to do, is I pay it enough, so I pay it like twice a month probably. And I haven't, so that's what I try to do, is I try to use my credit card, and I just pay it off when I pay it off. So I have a zero balance at the end of the month, at the beginning of the month. So I start fresh, and I'm sticking within a budget, because for me, most of my stuff, I try to compare my checking account, my statements with my budget, and that's where I go from there. And like, see, because that's what I want to do. And like, what I do plan on is like some months, so like, and I also plan on doing cash clips or cash envelopes, and I do basically 2 cash envelopes. I do one for food, and I do one for store. Now, I mostly go to the store at Target. So what I do is I pay my stuff with Target, but I do try to stay within that budget that I have. But I might be switching and not doing cash clip for store. I don't know, but I just basically just try. What I do if I get, because I go to Target and I have a red card, and so the point is I get 5% off every time I go, and so I want to stay with that budget, but I want to save the 5% and stuff, so that's why I use my card instead of the money. But if I do decide, I might decide to go to Walmart instead because it might be cheaper, but if I do, I just have that, so I'm staying in a little more stricter budget. I'm trying to really, and then if I do use my debit card or my red card at Target, I do take the money and I do just deposit it in my account, so it's zero. So that goes away. So let me flip to the back of the back, and let me show you the notes that I'm planning on doing. Now, I do have my first page in the notes page is my just information from my account. So I have my routing number, the bank routing number, my debit and savings and checking account numbers. And then I'm going into account overview. Now I saw this, I kind of searched through Etsy to see pages that I could recreate and styles that I liked just to find it. But here's, basically I can do an overview of the whole year. And then I could kind of see, and I saw this, and the one that I looked at, it had this at the top, but the bottom half of the page, and I can do that maybe like a yearly overview thing, but it had like, what month was your best? What, you know, like, you can really look and to see like where you had your best months, your worst months, you know, stuff like that. But it basically has every single month, all 12 months, you can put your income, your expenses, your savings, like, so your income minus your expenses, what is your savings, and then you're starting to get ending balances. And this is just for my checking account. I don't do a whole lot of tracking with my savings, but here's my checking. And then, I'm going to cover this out. But this page, I'm just gonna show you roughly kind of the first look at it, but this is my semester finances. And I just literally just wanna have a list of, I don't want to show you the details of what I'm paying for college, but basically each semester, because I'm gonna be there about 3 years. So I'll basically be tracking each semester what specifics I'm paying. So like, I'm gonna put the description on one side and then the charge on the other, and then I'll draw a line, and then I'll like add, that will be told to be added up. And then if I have any scholarships or stuff that I'm using to pay it, I'll show that, and then I'll show basically the payment that I made. And it's basically just copying what's on my account, on my school account, just in here. But I want to be able to see roughly what I'm paying, and so I know. So like when I go back and like, because I want to, what I want to be able to do at some point is, because here's how college works for me, is I pay for school, like for the actual tuition, for like the credit hours and stuff, and then my parents pay for the meal plan, and the, what's it called, the dorm room, stuff like that. And so what I want to be able to do is after I'm done with college and get a full-time job and stuff, I want to be able to repay myself with college. Hopefully I can work enough and not have to have loans, but I want to be able to repay myself, and so this way I can track that, and I want to be able to repay myself in my savings account, and then that's a way to build up my savings, and that's what I want. And then the next, I have a couple blank pages just because and then I have a tuition tracker, and what I'm doing here is just basically, it's just a tracker, so description, amount, and the date I paid it. So basically showing you exactly when I paid and what I paid. And what I paid. The date I paid, it's like what I'm paying for. It's like boomer meals. We have to pay for, like, we can get on-campus food, and you get boomer meals. And so several times during the year, I had to upgrade my I had to get more boomer meals because I wanted more food, and so I paid. So I just wrote those down. And like then I just noticed the time that I paid for my fall tuition. There's that page, and I think that's it. All I paid for. Oh, and then in the back, you just get your 2 pages of your little sticker, which I love using. I love these. I use these in my, I'm gonna use these in my budget, but I use these as like header titles in my budgets and stuff. But what I do also use these for, and I bought like these separate from my Erin Condren. I have a big wall calendar, like a big wall calendar in my room that I use in my dorm room, and I use these stickers. I try to keep them close to my class color and stuff, but I use these to track school, like if I have a test and stuff, just so I make things that are important stand out, like tests and finals, just important things, or no class. And so, and then in the back you've got your your pockets and front pocket, and then I just went through the other day and just did a roughly about like how many, like, because I'm not for, and then I just did roughly like my planning, and I kind of roughly estimated like from the start of the semester, the rest of the school year, like how much from what I'm gonna need for my planner, how much gonna need, and how much it's gonna cost me for kits and monthly kits. And so I just went through, and like you can see, I just went through and said, okay, so there's 3 weeks in January, like I don't plan on buying a bunch of kits for like summer. I don't like once school's done. I don't really plan on doing that. I'm planning on probably using like a little bit of the extra kits that I have leftovers, just reusing what I have in the summer because I'm not as busy. Like all I really have planned is if I'm going on vacation stuff or work. But that's the only thing I'm really planning for. And so I just wanted to mark about how much I'm getting with buying the monthly kits, the add-ons, the weekly kits for the rest of the school year. How much is that? And that's gonna roughly cost. So I know maybe at Christmas time I can say, okay, well, if I get this much money, this is about how much I need to put into my account for my weekly kit, so I can buy them and get them. And then I just have a few stuff, which is nothing too fancy. I just have like checks and things, and then I just have, important. I have what do you call them? Your statements and for your stuff, and that's all. But I do plan, and then each week I will do my weekly check-in. So with my budget, I do plan on doing my weekly, like monthly budget, to show you like a video on how I make the budget, and then and I will do it my monthly budget, and then I'll do my weekly budget to show you like, okay, on these categories that I'm gonna track, here's what I'm spending, and then if I have any updates, like if I need to add anything into here or add anything into my savings, my checking and my credit card tracker, I can add them into there just to show you the process I go through. And then what else? I would definitely show you, the ending, how that works, and then how I make my budgets. What else budget related will I show? And that's about it. And then I'll definitely show you, like, keep track of the back. I'll show you basically anytime I do anything with my budget planner. I'll hopefully show you guys, and I will show you some of the other stuff that I use in my budget. Now I'm not sure, like I do have a bunch of left, like I did have the Happy Planner budget book thing, so I like have a bunch of extra stickers. I just have a little bit of extra stuff like here, and so there's that, and then here's some other stuff that I do use for my budget. I do have the 2 budget sheet things, and then I do have the gold and rose gold, or the silver and rose gold books, or the little page 5 things. So I do use those, and that's what I use. And then I did make a long time ago, a while back, I made the budget book. They're called it's the Happy Planner budget book, and I did make like a little book out of it with, an extra cover that I had, and the rings and stuff, and so I did have some stickers, and I just basically just have them all in here, all the stickers that I use, and what I basically use this for is the bill pay stickers, it's not like these type of stickers, your payday stickers, just to mark. And a lot of these are mostly used in my budget, in my monthly. So that's what I use these for. And besides, that's everything that I use in my budget. I don't use anything. And then I do have to get the color. And then one thing else that I haven't gotten yet, but I do need to order, which I plan on ordering with Christmas money and gift cards and stuff, is the Pilot G2. But I need to order the colorful pencil, which is black, because I do use, and I know some people don't, but I like to use color in my planners and stuff. So I like to, each category that I do uses a color. So each category that I have is a different color, and so I just want to track that and have that so you guys can, see that, and then it's easier for me because I look at it and I know. But that's what I plan on doing. And then I do have this was one of the old ones. I'll show you the front. It's one of the old big planner pouches from Erin Condren. It's just, big inside, and that's what I keep. But I do keep, this is huge. I used to use this for a laptop planner, or a laptop case, but now I just use it to hold all my budget stuff. And then I do plan on hopefully getting one of their new budget, new folios, and using that just to hold the planner, and I probably will still use it to hold the stickers. But as all of that, that's, you know, everything I use for my planner. If you guys have any questions or comments, just leave them below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.